All right, let's work on these next 4 bars. These ones have some pretty cool pentatonic stuff happening in it. Let's play through the first 4 bars and then do the next 4 bars. So we're going to include the first 4 bars. Make sure we know it. Okay, great. That part is so funky to me. I love it. All right, so we are done with bars 1 through 4, so now we can expand bars 5 through 8. This is what we're going to be working on. Now for these bars, they start with some pickup notes. The pickup notes which are currently not visible on the screen. Let me scroll up and show those. These pickup notes right here. It's just right on 1, 2, 3, 4, and okay, and we're just playing the root. Okay, so for these, our first notes are, hide this. Our first notes are E, E, then we're right at bar 5, G, A, B, E, G, 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 and it's got like a fall thing happening on it. And we can't really do that on keyboards. We could do it on sax very easily. But regardless of that, we can just, hit those notes kind of short. Bop, bop, bop. Okay, so let's go through those notes one more time. We've got E, E. Those are the 2 pickups that are currently not visible in the score. And then we go G, A, B, E, G, 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 like that. Okay, now harmonically, we've got root, root, 3, 4, 5, root, 3, 3, 3, like that. Fingering wise, this is super simple. I just have my thumb on E, and then I do ba-da, I do thumb, thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, index, 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 like that. Or just 1, I go 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 2, 2, like that for the first ones. Now rhythmically, the pickups are on the and of 4, and they go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2 E, if you're thinking 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Sorry, I gave the wrong rhythm for the last bar, for the last little bit. So we got 1 and 2 E, E, You gotta remember it's like 1 and 2 E and 1. Sorry. 1 and 2 E and 3 and 3 E and like that. This part right here is tricky. You just have to remember that these are all on the upbeat. 2 E, E, like that. If you were to go 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 2 E and 3 E and like that. 2 E and 3 E and So for me, it's easier just to know that I'm going 1 and do da da bop 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 beta bop 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 beta bop bop bop. So 1, 2, 3 with the pickups, ba da bop bop beta bop bop bop, like that, and that gives me the rhythm for these guys. Okay, let's go to the next bar. The next bar is this one where it goes like that. That phrase is epic because it's got a big, nice, long ascending climb that gets really dramatic really quickly. Builds up a lot of intensity for that big, fast, screaming note that he plays right after this, which we can't really replicate here, but that's okay. On sax, it's really easy. You just scream that note out. Okay, so for this one, our notes are G. It's kind of like a bent G, like a half step. It's kind of like a quarter tony bent G kind of thing that he's got going on. So he goes G, 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 F sharp, E, D, B. Then straight up the pentatonic scale, D, E, G, A, B, D, E, G, E, G, E, D, like that. Harmonically, we got 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, 7, 5, 7, 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 7, like that. And then for the fingering wise, for this, let me see what I'm doing. For For this, I like to start it with the pinky so I can have, this is the first shape I'm grabbing. I'm grabbing this shape basically with my hand. That takes care of this chunk right there. So, okay, so for this one, this might be easier if we start at the end. Let's see. I gotta think about which fingers I put my thumbs on. Okay, for me, I'm putting the thumb on the G and on the D. So at the end, I start with, we'll start at the end for this. Fingering wise, I start here and I go thumb, index, ring, index, thumb. Okay? And then if I add the 3 notes that also start on the thumb before it, I get G, A, B, D, E, like that. So I get those guys going on like that. Okay. So to do it from the top, I start with pinky, 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 ring, middle, first, thumb, first, middle, thumb under, then thumb, 2, 3, then thumb under again, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, thumb, like that. 5, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 1, like that. Okay, that takes care of the fingering, and the rhythmically we get 1, 2, and 1 and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2 and. One more time. 1 and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and like that. Okay? So this phrase is kind of long when you play it quick. When you play it quickly, it makes a lot of sense. But if you're not playing it quickly, it's kind of like, where am I? It's easy to get lost because it can feel like it's kind of long. But 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Then we got this big old scream right there. That's just kind of like, he's kind of like playing like that. It's impossible to replicate on the keyboards unless you were like to do something like that, or if your synth patch sound had that kind of a growly effect on it. And then we go ba be da da. So for this one, we're up on the 5th of the chord. Then we go 4, 3, 1, like that. Is that what the last note is? Let's see. I think the last note is that. Yep, that's the last note. Okay, so for the last phrase, we get 4, 3, 1, 7, like that. And the note-wise, the last phrase is A, G, E, D, like that. Fingering-wise, you can do it 4, 3, 2, 1, or 5, 4, 2, 1. Either way, they're all fine. And rhythmically, this one starts right on beat 3, and the other eighth notes happen right on beat 4. And there's a 16th note rest here because there's a bit of a pause between this note. So we go coming out of this phrase, 1 and a 2E and a 1 and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and 2, 1E and 1, 2, 3, 4, and like that. This one comes on the and of 3, and then this one comes right on beat 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. A lot of anticipation, a lot of notes that are on the offbeat, that sort of thing. All right, let's play it with the record now that we know it. Here we go. from the top. Awesome. All right. Let's move on to the next 4 bars in the next video. Hey, thanks again for following along and learning how to play this great Kenny Garrett solo. The next chapter in this series will appear in 1 week, and videos from my course Developing Task Ch2 will be dropping daily until then. If you don't want to wait for the next video in this series to drop, then you can go to the links in the description and get the whole 10-part series right now. It's a donation-only product. You're going to get all 10 parts, the 5 saxophone parts, the 5 keyboard parts, as well as PDFs in concert pitch, as well as transposed for E-flat instruments, breaking down all the notes and the phrasing and whatnot. And if you want to check out Task Ch2 to run it on your own system for your own projects as a way to organize your own inspiration, you can download it from the links in the description. And then finally, if you've been curious about how to learn to program, you should check out my course, C++ for Musicians. In this course, I teach the language C++ in the context of developing juice-based audio applications and audio plugins. And as a bonus, if you take my course, you will get 6 weeks of mentorship from me, as well as you'll get the whole Developing Task Ch2 course included. So that's just tons and tons of programming lessons and programming goodies, as well as 6 weeks of mentorship. When I was first learning to program, I really wish that I had had somebody to be there with me through my journey and keep me on the right path and learning things the right way. Programming isn't hard, it's just taught wrong. So if you've ever been curious about learning to program, this is a great way to do it. All right, until then, I will see you in the next chapter. Thanks again for watching.